when you look at something like In the Heights, and the fact that In the Heights is little Dominican Republic, yes, and there was really no representation of Dominicans. So many of us are Black. So to not have that was incredibly disappointing.
One of the things that struck me about the film is that it's evidently not about In the Heights. You know, it's not about Washington Heights.
Right.
It is an attempt to create some kind of what I call generic Latinidad. And what's interesting about that to our conversation is, one, that the idea of Latino is still a light-skinned Latino. And the second is, even when they had some Afro-Latino actors in the main cast, Afro-Latino storylines were not present.
They have some Black actors, but they were in the background. So for me, that was offensive. And it was a missed opportunity for Lin-Manuel. I'm very happy that he apologized. I like him a lot. But it was really a missed opportunity for us, for the entire community.
And it's been my position that the generic Latino model that was used in Hollywood in the 40s and until now is no longer going to work. There is a much more empowered, diverse, and vocal Latino community today than there was 60 years ago. And people have the means to produce their own stories, even in a small scale.
Yes, and that's the thing that we as Latino, we need to understand that we have the power. We have the consumer power. And let me tell you, Hollywood is struggling. They are struggling because they don't know how to take that power and make money. So we have to do it. We have to do our own content. We have to tell our stories. We have to do it ourselves.
I totally agree with you, Marisol. I'm one of the artistic producers of the Dominican Artists Collective, and our primary goal is to do just that, get together and really create that work that we want to see. Because, you can't just wait around and hope that they're going to get it right. Hope that the next movie or the next TV show or the next whatever it is not generic.
Tonight. For the West Side Story, I'm hoping that they are going to have better representation of Afro Latinos and Latinos in general. But there's always this little thing in my heart just waiting for maybe they're not. Who knows? I'm hopeful.
I'm not hopeful at all. I even think the original West Side Story was incredibly stereotypical of Latinos in general. But at the same time, I realize that it's a positive in terms of what we're asking, right? The more Latino content gets made, the more visibility there is towards our community.
I do expect it to be a liberal update of the narrative. So you would perhaps assume that we'll have less stereotypical representation at a certain level. Mm-hmm. An Afro-Latina is playing Anita. So that's already different casting than in most prior versions of West Side Story in Broadway or in film. One of the paradoxes is that even when In the Heights or West Side Story will not be what we expect, it might make the careers of some people possible.
What's great is that, these movies are coming out, but the more Latino films that get made, the better the chances are that there will be more Afro-Latino representation.